Welcome everybody to the Latin Nerds Network. My name is Jose, and this is my review for Monkey Man, the newest action flick by first-time director Dev Patel, who actually stars in the film. Of course, Dev Patel, you may have heard his name before and things like a Slumdog Millionaire, about 10, 15 years ago. So he's making his directorial debut, and this is one that came with a lot of hype. I think it was a debut at one of the festivals. They hyped it up as a great action film. You hear the John Wick comparisons all the time. At least the ones that reviews that I have read before and all that. So that got me excited because I'm a big action junkie. I love a good action film, and I love John Wick. So what the hell, right? This one here we got Dev Patel. Of course, he plays a young man who is kind of fueled by anger and motivated by revenge. And this is basically a revenge story here. His mom was killed brutally, and now he's off to taking his time to get the opportunity to get revenge on the guy who killed his mother, essentially. And in the meantime, I guess that happened. He was a young kid, so he's growing up now. Obviously they don't really go into it, but he learned how to fight, how to take care of himself, and he's working like underground, fighting and all that, and making money. And then he goes into as a dishwasher, all that as kind of a plan to kind of get himself easier access to the man who he's trying to go after, who killed his mom and all that. And there's a reference to the Monkey Man because when he does fight in the ring, he wears like this gorilla mask or whatever, so that's kind of his moniker, the Monkey Man, because it is kind of a funny title for a movie. But this one here, obviously, I'll say this: it's particularly for a debut, it's really well done. It's actually a very good film, but I was a little bit disappointed it wasn't as good as the hype I kind of kept hearing about it, right? And it's difficult when these reviewers and all that, they throw words like, oh, the next John Wick and all that. I guess it just puts these expectations in your head, and not part of it's on yourself, right? Expectations is just, it's a path to disappointment. That's basically what it is a lot of times. Now I'm not saying I'm disappointed in the movie because this overall is still very well done. There's some weird editing choices made here, a little bit sloppy, but small things here and there. And overall, and it's not a big budget, so it is what it is. But there's a lot of things to like here. I like the fact that obviously it takes place in India, so this is draped in Indian lore and a very the spiritual aspect of it. It's very heavily influenced in this film. A lot of the mythos based off religious icons and all that from Indian culture. I appreciate all that, and but the thing is, as far as an action film, there's two action scenes. There's one towards the middle of the film and in the third act, and they're both really well made. And in and it's brutal, in your face, visceral. I love it. Graphic. This thing's here, like, man, it was more in terms of the style, more of the Raid. If you guys seen the Raid and the Raid 2, than it is John Wick. John Wick is more stylized, right, in terms of its visual and presentation and choreography. This is more at times, particularly in the first action scene, more realistic in your face. I mean, the kid, he's not like, he's not an assassin, ex-hitman, a special force. He's just a regular kid, the young man who, learned how to fight, basically is what it is. And, he goes in the spiritual kind of journey in the middle of the film, leading up to learning about himself to really help himself unleash. I mean, it came to the third act. The third act is awesome. There's no question. The third act really saved this film. It was great, a great action sequence, so well done. Again, there's things that, I mean, he uses almost every part of his body, and even his mouth is one scene with a knife, which is pretty cool. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to spoil it, particularly what he did, but again, man, and I love that. I love a good brutal action scene and this one does deliver, but just not enough of it, right? It's about almost 2 hour running time, so it's a lot of time character development, which is fine, but the pacing seems to be a little bit off at times, and I was wondering, okay, again, expectations, right? You hear the great action film, like where is the action and all that, and it took a while to get going, then it kind of slows down again, and it gives you a great third act. So at least it ends well, and a movie that ends well, it's hard, that leaves you satisfied with what you've seen, but overall, still felt a little bit let down by the experience. But that being said, if you go in with the right expectations, I think it's a movie you can enjoy, and I'm still recommending it because it's still a well done film. I like the main character, I like what the journey that he goes through. I like him with the bad guys gonna get his comeuppance. I'm all for that, and I like it when it gets comeuppance, and it's delivering the way it's delivered here. I enjoy all that. It's very cool, but some things kind of didn't make sense. It's hard to understand a couple of times, but whatever, it is what it is. But ultimately, I enjoyed it. It's fun, entertaining, visceral, brutal at times. I just wanted more of it, and I will never say this is in comparison to John Wick. This is not that. If you want a balls to your face, full-fledged action film, this isn't what this is. This is a more of a grounded film with some good, couple of good action sequences in there. And overall delivery, I enjoyed it overall. It's just not as what it was hyped to be. That's all I'm saying. But definitely go watch it if you're an action fan. I think you should enjoy it. Just now have better expectations of what you're gonna expect out of this film. That's all. That'll kind of gonna keep you guys, make you guys aware of that. But I enjoyed it. Just not great, but good, solid, well done with some really cool scenes. That being said, are you guys gonna check it out? Comment below, let me know what you guys thought. And of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe below and feed money to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. See you guys next time.